Fat bike on a skinny tree. Fat bike on a skinny tree. Ha! Nailed it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Chicken Cindy's, where we talk about all things bike related. Today, let's talk about this Dolomite ALX. Got the Dolomite ALX put together. I'm very stoked on this bike. It's actually my very first fat tire bike. It's got 4-inch tires on it, which is just, I mean, these things are obnoxious to me. Look at that. It's such a beast. But putting it together was super easy. It took maybe 20 minutes for me to put together. Really only had to use 2 different sized Allen keys to put this whole thing together. Everything you're looking at right now is stock besides the pedals. I did get some aluminum Rock Bros actually pedals, and as you can see, these pedals here actually have the screws on them instead of like the little studs, and that's how I like my pedals personally. But these were only $25, so I'm super excited to get these out on the trail and tried. Quick release front and back, so that's pretty cool. This is actually a Shimano HG styled cassette, so it's not a freewheel. So if you wanted to upgrade this later, you could absolutely do that. Another really cool feature is this actually has a derailleur hanger as well. So it's not one of those ones that are just part of the frame. If this was to bend or break or anything, you could buy another one to replace it. Very, very cool. It's got rear and front disc brakes on it. As mentioned earlier, it's got these big fatty 26-inch by 4-inch tires. This thing's beastly. An absolute monster of a bike. The actual wheel set does have the rims drilled, so you can see all that sticking out. So that's going to be a really nice weight savings. This is as high as I need the seat post to be for it to fit my style of riding for the proper leg extension, okay? And that's pretty decent. This is a medium-sized frame. I do typically ride medium-sized frames, so this is the size frame that I will typically ride. The front derailleur was shifting actually really good out of the box. The rear derailleur was shifting really good out of the box too. So that was pretty cool that I was able just to slap it all together. Frame looks really nice. I took off a few stickers. I did put on the, instead of doing the Chicken Cindy's logo on the top, I gave this one a very, very special head badge. So we got a big old Chicken Cindy on the front of the Mongoose, which, man, that just tickles me. I love that. Up on the cockpit, I would say this is probably going to be some of the first stuff I change. Now, there's nothing wrong with it, but just like riding around the driveway and stuff, I noticed this. But the stem is a little long for my taste. The handlebars are a little short for my taste. And the grips, I just prefer lock-on grips. So, that's some stuff I'm probably going to change pretty quick. Wink, wink, foreshadowing, because I may or may not already have that stuff in. So that might be coming up in a different episode. But I'm very impressed with this fat tire bike for $500. I think it comes with some amazing parts. I think it's built very, very nicely. I like the fact that the frame and everything, the fork, it's just nice. And I'm very excited to get on the trail. And this is gonna be my first time I've ever taken a fat tire bike on the trail, and that's gonna happen here in just a minute. So I'm super excited over that, and I'll come back with a little review after that to kind of tie this video all together. But first, before we do that, let me get my scale so we can weigh it and we can see what this actually weighs out of the box. All right. I had to stop it because the wind was blowing it around. The official weight is 37.61 pounds, or, as some of you like to know, 17.06 kilograms. You know, when I was taking this apart and putting it all together, the entire time I was kind of thinking to myself that this thing really doesn't feel that heavy, and it doesn't, you know? for a fat tire bike, I feel like 37 pounds is pretty reasonable. Now, for the fun part, let's get into some trail footage. Oh goodness. Whew, guys, I am so impressed with these disc brakes. All right. All right. Whew. See, Dad. I honestly don't even know where to start with this thing. It's fun. It's just fun. I've never rode a fat tire bike before, and this thing is absolutely insane. So you just saw the trail footage. This is cross country-ish. I put it in a pretty green territory. Some blue options, I would say, but nothing too crazy by any means. So if you're looking at this bike just for some potential either snow riding or beach riding or for some light trail use, this thing is it. For $500, you get a ton of bike in my opinion. So let's go over the things that are on it right now again, okay? So the micro shift derailleur and up front with the front derailleur, these things are shifting absolutely perfect. I'm not having skips. I've not had a single drop chain. And I mean, it's just performing flawlessly. I am actually liking this quite a bit more than I thought I was going to. And if you're wanting to buy this to potentially turn it into a one by for a budget, please keep in mind that the IXF cranksets will not fit this bottom bracket. That is made for a 68 or 73 millimeter. This, I've not measured it, but this is gonna be 100 plus. So it's not going to fit. So I'm hopefully going to look for a budget friendly option to change this to a one by if you want to. But this 2x is working perfect. And honestly, with these trail systems, I know how the trail system works. So I stay in the bigger ring for most of the time. But as soon as I know a hill's coming up or something like that, I'll switch to the smaller ring for climbing purposes. These disc brakes, I am blown away with over the fact that this is a fat tire bike. They're cable actuated and they're stopping perfect. I was really worried about some of these little like more downhill styled areas, but the brakes are performing terrific. The bike is playful. It doesn't seem too heavy. I'm not having issues getting up hills with the drivetrain this has. It's climbing perfect. Like, I'm not having any issues, but you're gonna need to make sure you're shifting. If you're not shifting and you're staying in that bigger gear, it's gonna be way more difficult. Utilize that 2x if you got some climbs coming up. But this thing is honestly about, I mean, I don't wanna say perfect because nothing's perfect, But the drivetrain and everything, the way it's working, for $500, this is amazing. Like, I'm very, very impressed. And I mean, that's coming from a guy whose last video was a GX AXS wireless system, which was $100 more than this entire bike. So I mean, that's pretty crazy to think about. And the seat post, which I put in a little bit above, earlier, gosh, I can't talk, but it's a 31.6, and the seat post clamps a 34.9. So I mean, like, upgrading to a dropper post later, you don't have to do a 27.2 like a lot of the budget ones you have to. You can buy like a nice dropper post if you want to. That's crazy. And of course, if you buy this, you're going to be on a budget, so you may not have the money for that. But I mean, the upgrade potential here is insane. I'm very, very impressed. The stem and the handlebars are the only things that I know I will change right away. And like I said, I already have those parts. I just haven't put them on yet. I really wanted to ride this thing stock to see how it is. But I mean, the seat's pretty comfortable. I'm not wearing a chamois or anything like that. So I'm very impressed with that. I mean, this thing's fun. I'm having a blast. If this bike is in stock and you have $500 to spend because you want a fat tire bike, this is 100% it. Man, this is awesome. So I hope you learned something from this video. But I've learned a $500 fat tire bike is a blast, and this thing is amazing. But I got a couple things I'm gonna change. Let me know if there's anything that you would like me to upgrade on this bike or you'd like me to look into. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, the hydraulic brake. Okay, so if you wanna upgrade to a hydraulic brake, I noticed this. So, the cables for the brake cable is held in with the zip ties right now. I changed it to zip ties, and it's not the style where the cable breaks out. If it was that style, you would have to drill out the hole to actually feed the hydraulic hose through. So with them leaving that one open like that, you can just attach a hydraulic hose to it without having to drill the frame. Mongoose was very, very smart about this bike, and upgrading it should be very easy. Like, man, it's a good bike. Buy it. I'd never tell you how to spend your money, but it's fun. I ordered it from Walmart.com. I got it in about a week and a half. It came from California. It was delivered FedEx. I mean, I feel like I'm babbling now, and I'm not meaning to. It's just I kind of had a loss of words for this thing. The aluminum Rock Bro pedals are performing terrific. There were 27. I said 25, but they were $26.99, I believe. So a little higher than what I said originally, but they're performing great. I'm very happy with those. And I mean, my pedals on my actual NS Eccentric are DMR Vault Lacans, and they're like $130. So these are literally $100 less, and they perform terrific. I mean, I'm very impressed with these Rock Bros. You can see they're a little muddy now, but I ride in 510 shoes, and the grip is terrific. So I'm very impressed with that. But what would you guys like me to see to potentially upgrade on this bike? I bought this bike as a budget upgrade bike for the channel. So the last one I did was the Huffy Scout, and I had a lot of good feedback over that video. So this one, I want you, the actual subscribers, to tell me what you would like me to do to this bike. I'm very excited to see where this bike goes. But as usual, thank you so very much for watching. This Dolomite ALX has absolutely blown me away on the way it performs. Very, very impressed with it. But questions, comments, please put them down in the comments. Questions or comments, put them in the comments. But thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, everybody take care.